Hello again. Um, I decided to come back on and follow up from where I left off, this time with my hair up. Again, I find myself putting my phone, which I'm using to record these right now, to the left side and always, facing this way. It's my comfortable side. I'm so programmed to just do this. It's even in pictures. I got to get on the left side. I got to get on the left side. It's never to the right side. So it's going to take a while to get used to this. And it's Friday night here and I'm looking kind of sexy. um, so like I said, I'm going to try to record these videos and stay in line from where I started so that it'll make sense. There's so much information. And the really sad thing is like, I don't have my mother, my father, my grandmother, not nobody that's here that can help me reminisce. All I have is what's here and what's here because they're all gone, sadly. And I'll get into that more in my other videos, but sadly they've passed away from cancer at a very young age themselves. So again, I feel very fortunate to be able to share my story. When I look back at my files, which I have here, because there's a lot of notes, and when I read them, like I said in the previous video, the face swell. They found, my mother took me to the doctor. They did some kind of a test to, I probably think it was like a biopsy or salivary something, and found inflammatory issues in there. And when they checked it, found out that, it says right here, a celiogram. I didn't look that up. I do look a lot of this stuff up because the only way I'm going to know what it is if I look it up, of the right parotid gland. It was abnormal. Swelling continued to grow, and they admitted me to Children's. That's when they did the surgery and found the 2 lesions. It was only, my mom, let's see, she had said it was only, the swelling had begun to increase again and become harder. So that's when they sent me to Roswell. And I was reading here when they sent me to Roswell, it was hard and tender. The mass was 5 by 7 by 2 centimeters. I mean, I don't like math. But when I get my little ruler out and I look at that in centimeters, that's really big. 5 centimeters is 2 inches. And 7 is 2.5. Even over 2.5. I was only 2.5 years old. I wasn't that big. And I'm still only 5'2". I'm not that big. That's a big ass tumor. Anyways, that second tumor is the one that they loaded me with drugs and chemo radiation and everything, and it did shrink and dissolve, and I've never had any issues again, thank God. So I remember, there's not a whole lot I remember. When I went to Roswell Park, they used to have this really cool pond inside Roswell Park when you first walked in, and there was ducks in it. I do remember that, and I often, when I go to Roswell for dental work and stuff like that, I've gone back for abnormal pap smears. Anything that looks funky, your ass goes right back to Roswell, and that's where I like to go. But, now that it's all redone and modernized, I call it like a shopping mall. Every time I get in the elevator, I'm like, floor 2, shoes, because it's beautiful there, and they have a lot of very comforting things going on, like piano playing, and they have the therapy dogs, and a lot of cool stuff. What I remember being that little is fighting. I was probably terrified. So I remember it taking a lot of nurses to hold me down to take my blood. I'm an Aries sign, so there's a little fire in there, but I do believe this also really, it's hard to think about because, like I said, it's hard to, I'm only going by what I have in memory and what's in my chart and what I remember with my mother and things. But I don't remember, I mean, I was too little too, but I don't remember ever having any therapy for this stuff, right? Even as I aged, I rebelled a lot. I was bullied. There was all kinds of names, fucking cancer face, dent face, you name it. And I'll get into more of that as I go. I'm trying to really stay on track, which is really hard to do because I don't know. It's just, there's so much information and it was so long ago. I don't remember a lot of this, but I remember being young and they had these large, cradle. It was like wooden cradle that you could lay in. And I remember my family pushing me in them. And I remember being little. It's so hard. I remember being little and holding an IV and walking. And I remember being in the little gown because there was a playroom. I mean, I was only little, 3. And I remember going there and there was all kinds of books and there was always toys. I remember my grandfather's face. I don't remember many other faces. My mom and I the most. But those are the faint few memories that I have of Roswell, little. And then I just remember the fighting. I hated going. I remember coming home feeling sick, coming on the 190, coming home after my treatments. Back then, there wasn't a lot of medications that helped you not to feel nauseous like they have now for cancer, for radiation, things like that. So I was like, my mom, I do remember a lot of things she told me. She said she would hold me in her arms and I would hang like a rag doll. I was literally just so sick. I remember throwing up. I remember stuff like that. Another thing she shared with me was, being little, I was still a kid. And I would stand on the couch, and this was right after having chemo. I was standing on the couch and I just, bent my knees and slid down the couch like a kid does, kind of like just sliding down like Jello or whatever. And she said a trail of my hair was left on the couch. So, losing all my hair and things like that. I can't imagine what it was like for my parents to watch their child go through this. I mean, we see a lot of it now and there's a lot of support out there, but back 44 years ago, I don't know. Funny thing is, I'm a lot into numerology too, and when I look through my file, I just noticed a lot of 222s. I highlighted a lot of numbers. There was a 666. That was the old address of Roswell Park. I had to highlight that because I was like, I don't like that one. But I had once had a license plate, and it was 666, and I remember in the DMV, someone in front of me was like, I don't want that license plate. I was like, I'll take it. And back then I wasn't into numbers, obviously. But yeah, 666 Elm Street was Roswell Park Memorial Institute. It's now called Roswell Park Cancer Institute. So I thought that was kind of odd. And, this is just brand new. I just was looking through this and started highlighting these numbers, which numbers just jump out to me. I love the number 7. I'm drawn to it. One sample date was 4/7/77, and that's like 777. I don't know. It's really funky, but I like numbers. So as I look through this file, there were so many tests done. I mean, oh my gosh, scans of literally everything: my spleen, my abdominal, my lungs, my brain, my cranium, brain. My neck, all the glands. So this tumor was originally found that it was removed from the buccinator muscle, which is a muscle that kind of goes right here and near the parotid gland. So they obviously the deformation here is because they removed all that. They removed the parotid glands, salivary glands, and there's nothing here. It's just skin over my jaw. I don't know for sure. I'm still reading through my file, but I thought a lot of things the growth was stunted on this side. Like I have baby molars in here that I have a baby molar on this side that is fused to the bone. So it's so funny that when I was going back to Roswell just within the last 10 years for dental, maybe 12 years, before I went to Roswell for dental, I remember the dentist saying, "Holy crap." And I was like, what? I was really afraid because I'm like, don't say that around me because, it's great. Don't say that. There was so much going on in the jaw, from all the radiation and stuff like that it really ruined so much. But it literally fused a baby molar right to my jaw. It's just all it's like all bone, like bone material, I guess. So they never touched it. They were going to take it out and they were like, we're just leaving that alone. I actually have a baby molar that's under the gum line, like kind of attached to the jaw. It never came up. I've had, I don't know how many teeth pulled, removed. So I had to have a partial in here. Yeah. So most of my teeth are mine. I'm very grateful for my frickin' chiclets, let me tell you. And I take the most care of my teeth, and dental health is so important to me. But having all this work done and all I went through, which was a nightmare, it was a nightmare going through this dental work. I take really good care of my teeth, but that's just, and I'll get more into that in all these other videos of my journey through this because it's freaking frightening. But yeah, I had all my eye teeth were black. I remember them being blackened. I remember them breaking easily. I mean, some of it can be really embarrassing, but at the same time, it's what it was, and it's what I had to go through to get where I am now. And I hated going to the dentist there at Roswell. I fought so much to the point that they wouldn't even see me no more. And for a long time, I didn't get any dental work done, just cleanings. Until I finally just had enough of it. I don't remember a whole lot more about being there except, just being afraid. And I want to keep track. I want to try to keep my videos at 15 minutes. I feel like that's enough, But I remember going there and just being deathly afraid. I remember fighting my mother. I can't imagine. I don't know how you would do that as an adult, having your little child and having to drag them for all these tests and all this blood work. And I guess for a while, every other day, I had to go for white blood count because I also had really high fevers and I was admitted. I had pneumonia. It's not just you go in, you have surgery, they give you these magical drugs and you're on your way. This is months and years, and still to this day, I go to Roswell. This is why I think it's so hard to take this all in and to come out and bring it to people. The biggest thing was releasing this. How uncomfortable I am sitting like this. It doesn't seem like much to some, but to me, it's hard to even turn my face to the side to get what I want because I don't want it to show in the video. So, I really appreciate everyone taking the time to watch my first video. I'm going to end it here with where I'm at, and I don't know where I'll pick up next time. I kind of am just flying by the seat of my pants here with this. Learning more as I go about even, my own journey as I go. I'm looking up what these muscles are and where they're at and all this, all these big words. What is the word I'm looking for? I took some medical terminology when I went to a college training course that I never did anything with, but it does help me now. So anyways, I'm going to end here. I thank you again for following me on my channel. I noticed I have some subscribers, which is great. I'm so new to YouTube that I don't know how to do a whole lot of this stuff. I know there's so many things that I want to look at and watch, especially other stories, because they are very inspiring to me. And they're also empowering, uplifting, encouraging. That is my hope here, that others who struggle with their appearance in any way, there's so many things that I'm uncomfortable with about my own body. But it's to the point now where I want to live my life. I don't want to hide. I teach yoga. I don't, people are going to see me in classes and what happened, and I'm not going to tell everybody every single time, my story or, whatever. Maybe you can just come here and find out. And I'll keep posting. Thank you so much. I hope everyone has a wonderful night. And if you're not having a wonderful night, I'm sending you love and light to hopefully that things will get better. Thank you for watching. Bye.